Preventing pollution of stormwater protects Iowa's lakes and streams. Part of an effective MS4 pollution prevention and good housekeeping stormwater program is conducting regular inspections of all outdoor facilities. The inspection itself is considered a best management practice and a very inexpensive one at that, and it should be listed in any pollution plans that might be available for each facility. This training video will focus on annual inspections and record keeping for public works. This video provides basic guidance on conducting inspections and may not reflect all of the aspects of your facility. You may have additional operations that are not listed that need to be included in your inspections. The inspection process consists of first reviewing any existing pollution prevention plans for the facility if they are available. Obtain a map for walking around each facility associated with public works operations. This may consist of salt storage, fleet maintenance, signs, painting, chemical storage, airports, and cemetery areas. Identify existing problems and look for potential problems. Determine if best management practices are being implemented and if they are adequate. A best management practice is a practice used to prevent stormwater pollution. New sources of pollution should be identified and best management practice developed. It may be necessary to revise the site map and pollution prevention plan if one is available. Then review any monitoring results. Getting started. Grab a map of each facility, a hard hat, clipboard with inspection forms, and a pen, and head out to inspect each public works facility. Sample inspection forms. An inspection form should contain the following information: the location, name of inspector, date, weather conditions, uses and operations, physical observations at each area where operations are performed or chemicals are being stored, labeled containers and designated areas for storage of materials, corrective measures, and date of corrections. Conducting the inspection. Signs of pollution. When doing visual inspections, you are looking for signs of stormwater contamination. During dry periods, look for any presence of stains, odors, residue, and other evidence of pollution. Inspections should also be made at all stormwater outlets during the first hour of a storm event to look for the presence of floating and suspended materials such as oil and grease, turbidity, discoloration, foam, and odor. Odors vary and can indicate the source of pollution, such as some industrial chemicals like oil, gasoline, or solvents. Decomposing organic wastes release sulfide substances that smell like rotten eggs. Colors of pollutants can also vary. Wash water from cement operations can cause cloudy discharges. Asphalt discharges will be dark in color. Rainbow sheens can indicate hydrocarbons from gasoline and oil. Turbidity is also an indicator of pollution. Undiluted pollution is often very cloudy, especially if it is a continuous release. Floatable material can often be a source of pollution. Certain oils and solvents are less dense than water and float on the surface. Deposits and stains can remain after a non-stormwater discharge. Look for discoloration and deposits. Vegetation can also provide an indication of pollution. Some pollutants can kill vegetation and others can cause increased plant growth from excess nutrients. Facilities. You will want to focus on storage facilities, transfer pipelines, loading and unloading areas, pipes, pumps, valves and fittings, tanks, primary and secondary containment, and shipping containers, and other areas where chemicals and wastes are handled. For salt storage, look for secondary containment for brine containers, names on each container, leaks, stains, and closed drainage valves, except when draining stormwater. Transfer areas should be on impervious surfaces that don't drain to storm sewers or drainage ways. Painting. It is best to do painting operations indoors to minimize spills. All paints should also be stored indoors. Any outdoor painting should be done in areas that do not drain to storm drains and waterways. Look for paint stains, color, and odor. All paint waste should be disposed of properly and not in the storm sewer system. For concrete and asphalt operations, look for stains and make sure wastes are contained in designated areas and not near drainage ways. Vehicle and equipment parking and storage, look for any noticeable motor vehicle fluid stains beneath vehicles or where vehicles are parked. Chemical storage. Look for secondary containment for all chemicals stored in bulk containers for such items as fuels, pesticides, fertilizers, and degreasers. Make sure drainage valves are in place and closed, except during drainage of stormwater. Small containers should be stored indoors if possible. Look for stains on impervious surfaces. Look for signs of corrosion or chemical reaction near joints. Does the foundation support the tank, and are all containers labeled according to regulations? Airports. Most airports have a separate stormwater pollution prevention plan and in most cases are covered by a separate stormwater permit. Look for above-ground bulk storage tanks for fuels and de-icers, secondary containment, evidence of leaks, corrosion of pipes, evidence of spills in detention and retention, and storm sewer outlets. Cemeteries. Look for bulk storage of fuels, fertilizer, and pesticide storage and loading and unloading areas on impervious surfaces that don't drain to storm drains. And look for pipe leaks, areas of corrosions, and stain. Yard and maintenance. Look for bulk storage of fuel tanks and piping leaks, corrosion, spills on impervious surfaces for loading and unloading areas, compost piles with proper containment that do not drain to the storm sewer system or drainage ways. Are dumpsters covered and is the drainage plug in place? Make sure that spill kits are available at all of these sites along with spill response plans posted in visible areas for staff with a chain of command and phone numbers listed. Do you have any active construction? Are necessary erosion, sediment, and velocity controls in place? And finally, inspect outfalls to look for the presence of any pollution coming from the facility and any damage to structures. Look for evidence of spills, leaks, and also look for cracks and other degradation of structures. Reporting. Complete the inspection report noting items that require response. If there is evidence of active spills or leaks, take immediate action by consulting your spill plan and taking the necessary steps to stop, contain, and remedy the spill or leak. It is recommended that inspection information from hard copy inspection forms be entered into a spreadsheet type tracking form. This will provide an easy summary of historical inspections and responses, including new best management practices. It may be necessary to update stormwater pollution prevention plans that may be available for each site along with spill response plans. Note the amount of time it took to conduct the inspection at each facility and use this information to add to your list of stormwater program expenses in your annual report to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources. Additional pollution prevention for public works activities. Have spill kits on select vehicles for quick response. During concrete cutting, plug the storm drains, divert flows, clean up any residue, and dispose of properly. For street, island, or boulevard washing, it is best to minimize this activity, especially if chemicals are used to wash the concrete or asphalt. Secondary containment is needed for all bulk storage of chemicals on a construction site. We all need to do our part to prevent pollution of our streams and lakes. Conducting annual inspections of all public works facilities is an easy and cost-effective best management practice that can identify and eliminate sources of pollution. It can also result in an opportunity for education of staff on proper chemical and product handling and disposal options.